Today we are here with Professor Tom Rowe, Director of the International Administration Program. He's going to be advising one of our new administration students, Colleen, on the program in general, what strategies and classes she should take, and in registering for her first quarter.
Okay, great.
Great.
Well, first let me say something about the program broadly. The Master of Arts in International Administration is intended to give you a basic background in management so that you can assume a leadership position in a government agency or a nonprofit at some point in your career. It's a very practical degree, and to give you an opportunity to specialize in a particular aspect of international affairs. So it's the fundamentals, your requirements are the fundamentals of an international studies degree, the basic coursework in government agencies, basic coursework in management and fundraising in nonprofits, and then basic tools, statistics. You need a foreign language, and you develop a specialization, human rights, development, humanitarian assistance, whatever is of particular interest to you.
Great. So as an incoming student registering for my very first quarter of grad school in administration, what classes would you suggest that I take?
Well, the basic core course in the administration core is the financial management and fundraising in nonprofits. That's given in the fall. It's a good course for you to begin with because it will give you a sense of the kinds of courses that and the kinds of skills that you'll need for an administration degree, and help you decide whether the administration degree is the degree that you're most interested in. But in addition, you should also take in the fall Statistics 1 if you haven't had statistics background, because that's the only time when you'll get that basic background that you need to meet your requirement, which is Statistics 2. Now, if you've already had statistical background, then Statistics for International Affairs is a good course to take, but that you wouldn't need to take in the fall quarter. Statistics 1 is the course that you have to take because otherwise you won't have the background necessary to get the degree. Other than that, so it's good to take a basic course in the administration core. It's good to take a basic course in international affairs, so either international political economy or comparative politics are two basic courses that you need for the degree and that will give you a broad sense of international affairs. And then, for your own interest's sake, it's probably wise to take a course in development or human rights.
Okay, so maybe in the area of specialization
that you think you would like to specialize in.
Okay.
Because this degree is a very practical degree, but you're going to be working, whether it's a government agency or in a nonprofit, you're going to be working in a substantive area as well. And this will give you subject matter that you're especially interested in, but then will begin to give you fundraising and management skills that will help you in your career development.
Are there any wrong decisions that I can make as I'm registering for courses? Are there any classes that I should just not take that are going to put me on the wrong path?
No, there aren't any really wrong decisions. I think probably where students will sometimes make an error is that they will scatter their courses too much. It's easy to do that because probably 90% of the courses will look interesting to you in one way or another. And so you could easily end up having an array of courses that didn't fit together into an overall whole. So it's good to begin by thinking at the very outset, how am I going to structure my program so that I get through all of the requirements, I take the courses that are especially interesting to me, and I don't end up with simply a scattering of courses that don't meet the requirements or don't give you the specialization that you will really want, and that you'll want your employer to look at your degree and say, this person knows the things that I'm interested in hiring them for.
And then as I'm registering for courses, should I have, if I'm taking 3 as a full load, should I have a couple extra just in case I don't get into my first choice courses?
Yes, there's a fairly high demand for the financial management and fundraising course. So that's a course that you will, we do offer it more than once in the course. So it's offered a couple of times in the quarter, plus it's offered later in the year as well. But that's because students in a lot of the different degree programs know that they're going to have skills in fundraising and management. So actually it's a practical thing that you need for this degree, but it's in demand by other students as well. So you'll have to be conscious of that.
Okay.
I think the statistics won't fill up. I think you'll be fine there. But the other courses, you should always try to find things that are alternatives. Thinking, though, even when you think of alternatives, think of how they will fit with your program. So you think of an alternative to international political economy. Think of comparative politics.
Okay.
So
something
that
in the same kind of vein.
That's yeah, right. So that you're filling out your program and meeting your requirements and leaving yourself as much opportunity for electives as possible.
Perfect. And then the required courses for administration are offered multiple times a year.
Not all of them
Okay.
are offered multiple times per year, but most of them are offered. But the international organization course is offered only in the winter. Okay. The finance course is only offered once, not the nonprofits, but the public finance is offered only once. So that some of the courses you'll need to look at, you can always figure that the schedule, you'll have a tentative schedule for the year, and that will be fairly certain when you come in the fall. But then you won't know you won't have a schedule for the following year, but you can generally figure that the courses offered this year will be roughly the same that will be offered in the following year. Okay. So you can work out a program that will fit, and if a course then is not offered, then you can easily find substitutes. And in nearly all, certainly in the international administration degree, there's flexibility so that you can, if for one reason or another something comes up, you decide you want to take part in the Geneva program or in the program in DC, and that then makes it difficult for you to take a particular requirement. We can always find some alternative that's close enough to fit your needs.
Okay, wonderful. And then do students often take multiple specializations? So if I'm interested in development and security, could I do both of those while I'm here at Corbell, or would I have to focus more on just one?
It's always important to get a specialization. So you don't want to be too
Relaxed about it.
relaxed in your coursework, but of course, nearly everyone does do. They'll do a specialization. You should have at least 3 courses in an area for a specialization, but nearly everyone develops an additional
Okay.
specialization. It's often they'll even do a certificate or go to in the case of international administration, it's not uncommon for our students to take coursework over at the Daniels College of Business, because we fundamentally focus on government and nonprofits, and if they will also want to have a private sector component to their program, then doing that at Daniels College of Business is a good place to do that.
Great. And then should I be panicking about registration? Should I worry a whole lot, or is it kind of a smooth process?
Well, I haven't gone through the registration process, the student side of it, but it appears to be a smooth process and relatively easy. So it's not the difficulty that I've more commonly seen is where students don't get all of the courses that they want, and then have to find substitutes. So if you always think in terms of a program that you're going to follow, but then alternatives that fit the same kinds of interests, then you can usually put things together in a way that won't be difficult.
Okay, great. Well, thank you for your time.
Okay,
I really
thank
appreciate
you. I look
it.
forward to seeing you in the fall.
Absolutely.